Well, a very, very happy Sunday to everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Justin and Trey here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. I'm Justin, and good afternoon to you, Trey. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm still here.
How was
Still
that?
here.
How was that storm yesterday? Last night?
I don't even remember having it on.
It was a lightning storm. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, I believe.
Unless
I had World of Wars out here in my backyard.
I was at NWF and we was not hearing no thunder.
All right. So let's back up for a second. You went to NWF last night in Covington. You ended up going to. Did you end up going to the after party?
Yes, I was there till 12:30.
Okay. And which is actually later than you normally. You stayed there for a while because the event, they're usually out and over there by 11 o'clock, right?
Yep.
Do you actually buy anything there, or?
I personally didn't buy nothing, but Jared did. He got us some pretzel bites and he got us each a drink.
Was it a packed house last night?
Not really, actually.
Really?
A lot of wrestlers didn't go, such as Sinclair wasn't there. Rex wasn't in the building.
Really? All right. So after our show yesterday, you got up, you went out, picked up Jared.
Mm-hmm.
And then you head out to NWF, and you ended up where it was cloudy. It wasn't raining, was it? Where you guys were at?
It was actually raining.
Okay.
Roger came to the door and said, "Come in."
So he let you guys in early.
He actually let me in. Everybody else got stuck in the rain.
You got special treatment there. I like that. So you were able to come in early. How was Jared's experience?
I think he absolutely loved it. Him meeting Chris Harris for the first time. Chris Harris came up to him. Jared's 6'3", so he's tall.
Was he taller than Chris?
He is. He walks up to Chris and Chris looks at him and he says, "You're too tall." I think Chris is. I'm gonna say he's probably 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
He's not short either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was kind of starstruck with Chris Harris there.
All right, bet. I mean, you were the same way too. All right. So he got a chance to meet Chris Harris. Did you guys sit by the ramp?
Yes,
you did. So he got a chance to sit by the ramp for the entrance. How was that experience? So obviously Jared has he has that mechanical leg.
Yep.
Okay. Is that an appropriate term to say?
Prosthetic leg.
Prosthetic leg.
Yep.
So does those chairs bother him?
No.
Or is he capable of actually sitting for a long period of time in those plastic chairs? Because those chairs down there in Covington are plastic. Like they're not really comfortable. That's
Yeah, I mean, I think he was good. He was distracted by the chaos that was going on.
So, all right. So we're talking about Jared's first time experience, and he sat next to the ramp, and you Did you get anything at the merchandise last night?
Me?
Did him?
Him. He actually got a Chris Harris autograph.
Okay, that's given, right?
And he got one of them big giant show posters.
Okay, is that the one that I saw on the video that you sent me?
Yes.
Okay. So, so you got like a poster, an autograph. Did you get a couple pictures with them?
I don't know if he paid the $5 to get into the ring.
Oh, how did that go?
He loved every second of it.
Did you record that?
I did not record it, but I should have got a picture of it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I do got the picture of
Was it easy for him? Was it easy for him to get in, or
very easy?
Very easy.
It was like he was a wrestler.
Was that before or after the steps broke?
It was before.
Really?
Yeah. And you know the crazy part is
yeah,
Roger didn't even know that the rings were broke until David Tyler came to remove the steps.
He's back there doing his own thing. All right, so we're talking about Jared's experience. I mean, I'm pretty confident that he was already a bought-in fan coming into the last night. You can confirm that he is or isn't, correct?
He only thing he told me is he wants to come back. So I'm assuming he is now a fan of NWF. I know he really likes Star Rider.
Is that because all the acrobatic high flying moves?
Yep.
Yeah. Fair enough. So all right, so kind of walk us through last night. You talk about what Jared got. What did you get out of last night? Because a couple of things, you went in with a couple of things on attention. Matter of fact, I sent you in there for a specific purpose last night. Now, there was one thing that we were supposed to receive. Did we get that item?
You did.
I did.
Yes.
Did you get one too?
I am exchanging the one that I got for a different color.
Oh, what color did I get? Do you have it with you?
I do.
All right, show that.
Hey, babe.
All right, so while you're getting that, we're going to get those. Do you have it with you now, or are you waiting?
I have to wait.
Okay. So what else? You also got a T-shirt that I want to see. I want to show everyone. What type of shirt did you get?
Keychain, please. I actually bought. I'm gonna actually move down the camera.
Do the shirt first. Now, that's the new one, if I'm not mistaken. That's the new one that says the headliner.
Yes, this is actually the newest Sean Evans shirt. It actually does say the headliner at the bottom.
Oh, is it saying it on the back?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I know when I was down in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago for their Bone Crushers event, they I believe his girlfriend at the time had the one on the back that says the headliner on the back of the shirt.
Yeah. I don't believe it does.
Hey, you're blue over there.
I know, it's weird.
All right, so you got the shirt. That was something that you're looking forward to get. I want to get one of my own. I want to get an orange one too, because although I like the red one, I want to get a black and orange one eventually. What else did you get?
I actually didn't get nothing else, but I got your thing.
All right, what is that? Let me see. Hold it up close. What color? What color is that?
It's blue. It's navy blue. Yep.
I don't see it blue. I see it like clear, like.
So okay. It's clear on the outside.
Right.
Then the actual thing is blue.
Yes.
Now you can kind
And
of see it's blue.
why did you return yours?
Because I wanted orange.
You want an orange. What color
Yeah.
did she try to give you blue as well?
Yeah. She's like,
Okay.
if you want, I have an orange one at home. I was like, yeah, that's actually my favorite color. So she was like, yeah, I'll bring you the other one when I see you next Saturday.
Okay. Well, are you going
So,
next Saturday, by the way? Well, yeah, we are going next Saturday.
Yeah.
Sure hope so. So
Yes,
is NWF not having an event next Saturday night because of Revolution Rising?
yeah, they're not. A lot of wrestlers are actually going there to support. Yes.
Okay. That's fair enough. I feel like that alone should have its own entity. If you know what I mean.
Exactly.
But yeah, so all right. So, you got some fun things, made some people's days. Let's go ahead and walk through. A lot of things happened. All right. You showed me a little bit of it, and I want to know some more. So 3 things that were key about last night that I was paying attention to that I wanted to find out. One is that we had that tag team match between Rex and Star Rider, who faced Adam Swayze and Gideon. Let's start off with that. How did that go last night? Because it looked like, listen, I don't know how in-ring shape Gideon is, but he does not look anything compared to anyone else standing in that ring.
He was kind of acting as, I'm going to say, like Paul Heyman, where he doesn't wrestle. Yeah. He acts like he can't wrestle. He acts like he's scared to get into the ring. And Star Rider and Rex were dominating the tag team match.
Would you be surprised? Okay. Would you be able to step toe to toe with Rex?
Who? Gideon?
Would you? No, you. I'm asking you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Do you think a guy like Gideon, who doesn't compete on a regular basis, will be able to step toe to toe to Rex? Absolutely
no.
Not. The only reason why even Adam Swayze has a upper advantage is because he used to be a team with them.
Exactly. So Star Rider and Rex were dominating the match. Somehow, some way, Hollywood went out of the ring, tried to get the belt, threw it in to distract the referee, grabbed the ring belt, and just slammed, I think it was Star Rider or Rex. Can't remember which one he hit with the ring bell, but he got Gideon to pick up the victory. Corny just said it was Star Rider, so Hollywood.
So Hollywood was in there. He took a lot of the work done, and then Gideon gets to pick up the victory. Typical statement.
Typical, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going after that, all right? And let's kind of move forward, all right? So was that okay? So was we correct? Was that the main event of the night last night?
That was indeed the main event.
Now, another match took place that I felt that probably deserved to be the main event last night, and that was Nikki Victory taking on Joshua. And for people who live underneath the rock, let's fill in some content here. It is the winner. So if Nikki wins, Joshua has to wear a dress for 90 days. But if Joshua wins, Nikki becomes Joshua's servant for the next 90 days. We've already seen this match happen for the last few months, and it continues to grow. And what I like about this feud is that they keep on growing it, which is awesome. Okay, so you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Did it live up to his expectations?
I mean, the finish I blame on one certain referee, and he knows it.
Who's that?
Beans.
Ooh.
Yes, and he knows it.
Bean
So
has been getting involved for quite some time in a lot of these matches. I remember when I was down there at Bone Crushers, and he got involved in Sinclair's tag match with King Titan and Sean Evans.
so of course Nikki was dominating that match.
Okay.
Josh came back, did a couple slams on her.
Yeah.
And of course Andrew Reed was out there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that Joshua won by using leverage. He put his feet on the ropes to pick up the victory. And I even told Beans, I blame this on you. As the official, should be seeing everything. Nikki should have won. Joshua should have lost.
Listen. All right, I'm going to cut you there because it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. Stop. I mean, you're only picking at the referee because he did something you didn't like, or he did not see something you didn't like. All right, I don't want to hear it. All right, the officials only get blamed at in all sports when negativity happens. Right? Is that the truth?
I mean, it definitely is.
Bean only has two eyes. He's only one person. How dare you sit there and accuse him of not seeing something? He's trying to control Nikki, Josh, and Andrew Reed. I mean, come on. Don't throw him under the bus here. He's probably one of the better referees in the company.
He definitely is.
I don't want to hear it.
Me and him are best buds.
There you go. So why are you putting him down? If he made a mistake, let him own up to his mistake. But listen, at the end of the day,
and I told him.
So, out of this, how surprised are you with actually the turn of events? Because coming into last night, I kind of almost figured that they weren't going to allow Nikki to lose this match, and now to see her have to aid to whatever Joshua's demands are for the next 3 months. There's some things that he could throw around in mind, that could come benefit them. I mean, they're already the NWF Tag Team Champions, right? So, little shocking to you, isn't it?
It is. It's very shocking. And the first thing, so Joshua made her do two things yesterday. One was I stirred up the pot last night at the restaurant. But
watch, you're gonna get his band there from now on, okay?
So at the actual event,
okay,
Joshua made Nikki hold open the ropes for Joshua and Andrew Reed.
Fair enough, right? Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, what's the second thing?
So I got to the restaurant before almost everybody.
Right, because they have to tear down, clean up. They can't leave until they make sure that place is solid. No one can leave.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was sitting outside waiting on my mom to bring Nero.
Yeah.
So I'm watching all these wrestlers come in. I seen Joshua and Nikki walking up. Mm-hmm. I said, "Hey Joshua, are you gonna make Nikki buy you dinner tonight?" Said, "You damn right." So I'm looking the other way, and he made Nikki hold open the door for everybody walking in that building.
So so it's even happening outside the ring too.
Yep.
So she was just supposed to stand there, and be a butler in a sense, right? One of those door greeters.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be a fun 3 months, isn't it?
And so Nikki said, "I ain't buying him crap." I remember that.
Well, what's his is hers, and what's hers is his. So at the end of the day, pretty sure who won that. Who won that deal. You know what? You got to give them both credit. Okay, you got to really give them both credit for what they're doing. They're the entertainment and the extent that they will go to for the entertainment of the fans really puts in perspective of how much they want to be in this business.
I'm gonna say that was literally one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah. Now, should have it been the main event?
I think it should have.
Should have.
I think it was better than the main event.
Well, that's where I'm a little distraught because that tag team match, I even told you yesterday, it just wasn't main event caliber for me. Right? And so when it came down to what should have finished off the show, that for me should have finished off the show was Nikki versus Josh.
Yes.
At the end of the day. So, but all right. So we got 2 hours here, just getting underway on a Sunday. All right. We'll take a look and break down today. We did the Los Angeles Rams last night or yesterday, and we're going to do the San Francisco 49ers today, kind of just break down their schedule, thoughts and opinions given there. You know, I was kind of looking up, kind of just scrolling through the news. You know, Pat McAfee had a really big, surprising reaction after he heard about Sasha Banks and Naomi on Friday. So we'll be able to probably talk a little bit more about that and kind of just see where this show takes us on a Sunday before we head into our little weekend there. So, all right, we're going to take a time out. We'll be right back here, Justin and Trey, on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. All right. So I think they went above and beyond on that point, that one there. Wouldn't you agree?
And it didn't stop there.
It didn't stop there. That's the only one you sent me.
I didn't record the other one. Sean Evans was up to his old shenanigans again and threw my pop on the ground again.
All right, so let's wind you back a little bit. So the original, I'm sorry, I'm breaking it. You guys could get mad at me if you want. I'm breaking kayfabe here. It's been the fact to get the interaction that we do from this company is just astonishing. So let's walk through. A couple weeks ago, about a month ago, matter of fact, all right before you went on your vacation, we had Sean Evans come down and grab our shirt. He actually brought it down to the ring. He was wearing our shirt. He said he was going to wear our shirt in support of our show, right?
Yep.
Well, he did. And you know what he did? He ripped it and he threw it at your face. Okay? So, listen, because we are professionals here, we like to do things a little bit more cordial. You know what we did? I sent you down there, said, "Hey, Trey, bring them down another shirt. Maybe he was just having a bad day, and you were going to give it to to them as a peace offering." Okay, this is me trying to help you out because all the crap you talk about them on social media. Okay, and this is what they have to say in return. Sean Evans ends up wiping his ass with it. Did Titan end up stomping on it?
He actually just grabbed and just threw it. He was not having it. He was like, "I'm done with this," and threw it.
Who had the other half of that shirt?
So Sean Evans threw it one way and Titan threw it the other way.
There you go. So a little bit of little bit of them. Who did they face in their match?
They fought Kobe Kane and Noah.
Okay.
And they actually had a great performance. Even though Noah and Kobe did pick up the victory.
Right.
But it was a great match.
Well, okay. So the thing is, I feel like, lately this has been an ongoing thing. I don't know what's got. Okay. So you're telling me that earlier this year and then last year they weren't at the top of their game?
I mean, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just saying.
No. You are saying it. Let's not.
I am saying that Sean really stepped up his game.
Would you say that their performance and then that their in-ring ability has been getting better since they tried to get rid of Juice?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Definitely.
Talking about Juice, did we see Juice last night? Because he's been involved lately. Did we see Juice last night?
We did.
How?
And I
confronted how did you feel? How you taunted him as well?
I confronted him. Yes, I did.
What did? Okay, I want to hear this confrontation.
So he came up to me acting like we're all buddies, right? I said, bro, you left me. And like you were my number one guy. Okay. And then you just picked up your stuff and left. He said, I was only gone for a little bit. I said, you still left me. I was your number one fan.
Okay.
And I said, and put more sticks in the back. You even turned heel on us.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's go back for a second, because I really want to hear this out. Let's remember, Juice is the one who violated his 90-day contract, right? Because he lost to Titan. He wasn't supposed to appear for 90 days. He violated that by wearing a mask. He was exposed at the Rumble. He was supposed to be indefinitely suspended from NWF, and I don't care what he does outside the company. I don't. The way that I listen, and this is no disrespect to Juice or to anybody, but when we reach out to you and you read our conversation, you read the message that we reach out to you on, and we try to have an interaction with you, and you leave us on red, it's salty. And you hit a different way, and you lose my respect. Is that fair to say?
It definitely is, and okay. I will say,
I want to just point one thing out to you, Trey. Yeah. Although Sinclair has left us on red, you know what Sinclair has done? He has came up to us and confronted it about us.
Yeah.
Okay. Has Juice talked to you about our messages sent out to him?
Yes, and he said he wants to come on soon and talk.
So it feels, here's the thing. I saw him a couple of weeks ago at a practice. Mm-hmm. He barely spoke a word to me.
Really?
I don't know what the deal is.
I mean, he was talking to me like nothing even went on.
Oh, like so the good. Kind of reminds me of someone that we know.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is good to see him back. Okay, I will tell you that because I enjoyed him. He is one of the performers that I enjoy watching when I come down. Now, I don't care about the storyline. I'm not going to go on hiatus. I mean, that's part of the storyline. I mean, but like I said, it is an integrity. It is an image, right?
Yeah.
When you try to reach out, because here's the story. It was about a month. It was actually a month and a half ago. And he was gone with the company for about a month already. We see him in another promotion. And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, what's going on? I want to see how you're doing. Do you have time? He reads it that like within minutes. No response. Reached out to him again. No response. That's what gets to me about certain athletes. Love, I enjoy his performance. I love the guy. Okay, I do. But you have to you have to put yourself out there. You have to, when you are trying to build yourself, right? You're trying to build a name for yourself. You got to be able to, listen, okay, I get it. What we get about a few audience here joining us live. We get a couple hundred listening to us on our audio platforms, but you want to build yourself. It's about how you put yourself out there to the public media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you hold yourself is the way that you're going to get perceived moving forward. Is that correct?
Yes.
So a part of me is that way. But he wants to be on. Let's talk and let's see what goes on and what happens.
Yeah, I mean, he made it apparent.
I will tell you this, Trey. If he comes on our show, I will be asking him some of the tough questions. Some of the toughest questions.
Like what?
Oh, trust. I'm gonna just wait. Just wait. All right. So, anything else that exciting that happened tonight as we wrap up our conversation on NWF?
I will say that the Sean Evans and Titan match, that is when the actual steps broke.
Really? What led to that?
Titan actually threw Kobe Kane into the steps, and that's when it broke. Like, there's 4 steps going up.
So so they're divided in half. There's two wooden platforms. Yeah.
Yes, the 4th step, the one that you're about to step on before you touch the ring, that's the one that broke. You could see the nails sticking out. The back wood broke. Yeah, Roger was like, "Oh crap! I need to."
Well, we knew that was eventually going to happen.
Yes.
Okay. Can't sugarcoat it. But all right. Well, was it a well enough experience for you though? When's the next come? I mean, we know Revolution's Rising coming up tomorrow. Next week. Coming up on Saturday. So anything coming up here new? I heard that you something happening in July.
Yeah. So there's a Ludlow match, a Ludlow show, June 18th, and then NWF is coming to back the hits 3 days before my birthday.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, send me over the schedule. We'll put them up on our social media accounts, and we will share them to you guys. All right, let's step aside. Let's come back, and I want to cover this Pat McAfee. He has some reactions to an authentic reaction to Sasha Banks and Naomi leaving, being indefinitely suspended from WWE. We'll find that out next here on the Justin and Trey on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel.
You up, you break me down, tear everything apart. I give you all I can, but then you go and break my heart. This ain't true love, boo. Look, this ain't true love. This thing right here is I'm gonna leave you and be with someone who doesn't care. You're running away from a problem. So here we stand on the edge tonight.
All right, Justin and Trey here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in to us. I guess I was just trying to figure out a good way to go into this. Just right before break, Cordy mentioned Lolo's on the 18th, and then they'll be back at Hits on the 9th. So they're going to be taking a couple weeks off here in the month of June.
Yep.
So be interesting. All right. Did you read the article that came out about Pat McAfee and his reactions?
I was actually watching a video of his reactions when I was actually getting told.
Yeah. He was pretty shocked.
I don't think very many people is very happy with WWE's decision to do that.
Okay. So, all right. So, one thing I think a lot of people need to understand Pat McAfee gets a lot of his work done as it comes in. So a lot of the information that he knows, you know what I'm saying? He's finding it out. A lot of the stuff that he's calling is an authentic in the moment. When he hears about it for the first time, that's when he knows it for the first time. He doesn't do a lot of prep work and knowing things prior to it happening. So let's say Michael Cole, for example, he will know about every little thing that's happening during the night, right?
Right.
Pat McAfee he doesn't. He just shows up, puts those headphones on, and then, finds out when it happens. And the reason for that is because you want to give the audience that perspective, while it's happening.
Right. And I loved his reactions.
Well, so it came out. I found this on Sportskeeda that here we go. I mean, I do actually have the video. I don't want it. Well, I'm not gonna test it. Sasha, it was on a WWE tweet that Sasha Banks and Naomi has been suspended indefinitely. There will be a future tournament to crown the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Here, Pat McAfee. This was reported through Twitter. It was a quote that was made on behalf. Just realized that how Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were uncomfortable during the Sasha Banks and Naomi situation. It looked like Michael Cole didn't want to say the news while Pat was silent and had an awkward face the whole time. I feel like Pat McAfee looked distraught, like he was almost shocked. No?
Yeah. That's what I would say.
So what do you do in this situation? Okay, because we talked heavily about this yesterday. You got two really great talents in Naomi and Sasha Banks who have contracts that are coming up to an end, and they decide that they feel like they are bigger and better than what they are currently being put through, and they decide that they are going to walk out. And do you expect the WWE not to take any any actions towards that?
I mean, I expected them to, but how WWE works is when something happens, they are out to bury them. And that's exactly what happened. They wanted to publicly make it clear that these two walked out, disrespected the fans and the company by doing that, and this is what's happening. Me myself, I don't advise it being on a public and being aired on a public show.
Okay.
Maybe they should have said, "Hey, Sasha and Naomi surrendered their titles. We're gonna have a new tournament."
Right. Well, okay. So, you know what? I mean, at this point, I really don't care. The only thing that I care about is when you look at this scenario, this situation, is that what is the WWE? What's the image right now that the WWE has to do? I don't know if they were in the wrong or if they were in the right. I couldn't tell you. Right? But what they're trying to do is try to beat everyone to the punch. They are the first people to act out on this. And right now, WWE controls the social media accounts of Sasha Banks and Naomi. Right? So they can't go speak on behalf of themselves about what's going on behind the scenes on why and what really happened. The only thing that we know, okay, is that there was a disagreement and there was a confrontation back on Monday that caused them to walk out, at least according to WWE. We don't know if they were asked to leave. We don't know if they just walked out on the job. We don't know. Next thing you know, we see them, they're being stripped from the titles, and it was announced on SmackDown. Now, here's the other thing. Is this a work or is this realistic? Okay, because when you want to look at how real the WWE could do things, if they're stripping the titles away, if they're trying to put them through humiliation on live television, they will force them on their contract duties to go up against and lose in a embarrassing way.
Right.
Okay. So, and if you're also stripping the titles from them, you could have done that on Tuesday. You waited to announce that on SmackDown, which makes me start wondering how much of a work is this becoming? Is it a work? Because we could be fooled. This could be a part of a storyline that we don't know.
It could be. But it seems like it's as real as it gets. Everybody's.
We want to talk about how real as could get. It could be real. But remember when Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair faced each other last year at Survivor Series? Okay, how real was that confrontations? They were taking shots at each other on social media, which we felt for a moment that was going to be an ultimate brawl. That
right.
There's no way you could main event that. They needed to be under controlled. You didn't even know if the match was actually going to happen. And what did we see? We saw two females had an incredible match at Survivor Series. Right? So, as and that's something that the WWE tends to do on occasion, is make a storyline a reality. Look how personal this bloodline story is with Roman Reigns and how they made it a reality with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Me, myself, I'm going to say it's real. But, there's still a part that's like, hey, this could be just a storyline.
Does this make you want to investigate further or make sure you pay close attention? Because to me, regardless if it's real or not, I'm not sold on it yet. So if you're trying to get me to gravitate to watch what is happening on Monday night tomorrow, right? We don't know. They're still under contract. They're just suspended.
Right.
And their titles were taken away from them. We haven't heard anything from them since then. Right? So there's nothing that motivates me to, hey, let's tune into Monday and let's see what more is added on to this.
I mean, I'm still gonna tune in just to see if they say anything.
Well, you tune in for other reasons. But I'm just saying, maybe you were fascinated. Maybe as a fan base, you grow up and you're watching, hey, I want to watch this person. I want to watch that person in the ring. You're only following a Naomi or a Sasha Banks career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that it says, all right, so now they're suspended, now they're stripped from the titles? Is that something that, hey, I'm going to tune into Raw to see about them if they are even on the show?
I would. I'm gonna tune into Raw to see if they even mention them. Are they gonna bury them more? Are they gonna announce the tag team tournament? What else are they gonna do with them?
Right. Now,
because legally they could bring them back.
You're right. Their contract's not done yet.
Right? I mean, obviously they can choose not to show up, but they can get legally in trouble for not abiding by contract. But
right.
But you know,
go ahead.
How mad is Roman? Because you know, Naomi's married to one of the Usos. Is Jimmy upset about this? You know,
there's that the both ways and means, the pros and cons on this.
Yeah.
You know, if you also think about it, if Naomi was dedicated to professional wrestling, I don't think she's done anything to violate her contract. And this what yet again makes you kind of think that this is a work, right? Because what have you seen from Naomi that really has just gotten, to the point where you wouldn't want to let her go, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the bloodline wants Naomi back, they'll keep my Naomi back. Maybe if you're talking about a work, you're talking about a work between just, Naomi and they're going to separate them two. And Sasha Banks is going to go on to do whatever, but you have to somehow get them separated from each other. And what you do, you have to, how do you do that? It's by just kind of letting her let it sit for a couple weeks and then slowly bring Naomi back.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to learn. It just would not occupy. I'd much rather read this in a newspaper than watch it on television.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it needs to be on if it's real.
So, all right. Let me ask you this question, because we brought it up back on Friday. I want to bring that up again. I'm still trying to figure out who the face of AEW is. Did you ask the question last night?
I did.
All right.
I did.
Can we come to an agreement on who it is? Do they consider Hollywood as okay, well, first of all, did you ask both of them?
I asked both of them.
Did they both have the same answer?
They did.
They did.
Yes. So
is it Adam Swayze?
I said, well, Roger. I went up to Roger. I said, so no, WWE obviously has Roman is the top guy, the face of the company, and your your opinion, who is the face of NWF? Roger was like, with a big giant smile, me. He was like, and real seriousness, the champion's the head of the show, the company. He said, so it's Hollywood. I said, me and Justin's been, trying to figure out who is the main guy on AEW. I said, we really don't know if there is actually one.
Okay.
And Roger's like, it's Hangman.
It's Hangman.
And I went to Chris. I actually talked to him two different places. Roger was at the show. Chris was at the restaurant.
Right.
Chris was like, hey, your face is Roman. Our face is Hollywood, obviously.
He's not a face, is he?
He's saying the face of the company. And he said, well, if you go to the AEW, your top champion's always the face of the company. He said, I've been doing this going on 30 years. This is how it's always been.
Okay.
Your top heavyweight champion is always the face of the company.
No matter who they are.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, listen, it's you and I have our each other's opinion. Okay. And
yeah.
From the inside, who's been in the business for 30 years, trying to figure out where the line crosses. Now, I mean, listen, when you look at the top people, right? These are your guys. I just say that these are your guys that are representing you, that you throw out there. Okay. The Roman fit the bill. Yes, he fits that bill. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But for me, there's more to the face of a company than just what you see on the screen. Okay? You can't go act in a cocky manner on television saying that that you're the best, no one else is better than you. You will get whatever you want, however you want it, and then be able to switch that off in a finger snap, and then be all fine with kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You just can't do that. Hangman Page, I don't have a problem with Hangman Page being the face of the company. For me, the face of a company is the one who, with or without a title, can hold their ground to keep that company built up. Just because you have a title on you doesn't mean that you're the one who is the only, who is the face of the company. How many times have John Cena lost that title, but he was still considered the face of the company? Was The Miz the face of the company when he won the WWE Championship?
Well, I will say this. He said WWE is a different animal compared to other wrestling companies. He said WWE focuses on one person as a top guy. He said it is Roman. No matter if you take the title off of him or not, he is Vince's guy. But he said, I've been in this business 25, 30 years. It's always been the company puts the title on you. They trust you to go out, do all these public appearances. They expect you to, be professional and talk good about the company.
Yeah.
And basically, they trust you to, do your job.
There you go. Regardless if it's good or bad.
Yes. And obviously, yeah. So that is coming from guys who's been in this company, this line of work for 30 years.
Okay. That's fair enough. I guess that case is settled then.
I guess
are you satisfied with that?
I mean,
okay. Do you really? Just an opinion. Forget about what Chris says or what Roger says. do you really believe? Are you sold on Hangman Adam Page being the leader guy in AEW? Being that
No,
top guy? No.
absolutely not.
I can see Adam more of anything else taking the reins. Hey, we gotta do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Page, I don't think that way. But like I said, but I understand exactly what he's talking about, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do. Looking in that perspective, I agree. All right, let's take to a break. Hour number 2 coming up here. Justin and Trey continues on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Alrighty, want to remind you that this hour of Justin and Trey on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel is brought to you by SeatGeek. Next time you guys get your concerts, any sporting events, or more, check out SeatGeek.com. You guys can save 20% off on your first purchase of $50 or more by using promo code TNC Sports Talk. That is 20% off first purchase of $50 or more by using promo code TNC Sports Talk. All right. So you sat there last night. You went through NWF. When's the next one? Besides Saturday, when is the next one that you're planning on going to? Are you going to go to the one in Ludlow on the 18th?
I'm planning on it, yes.
You're planning on it. All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, just we're opening that up. Okay. We're kind of, I guess we're kind of closing this conversation. Like, am I wrong to find it difficult for AEW to have a face of the company?
I mean,
for me, there's just not that one go-to guy that I am confident that can carry the company like what John Cena's did, or even guys like, and I get it. All right, so maybe where my thought process is because WWE has been around for 30 plus years. It's been the forefront of professional wrestling because it's been the first to gravitate nationwide, television, different countries in their expansions. So maybe I have more of a biased opinion of how a face is held.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with WWE for so long, knowing that there's always one top guy, and then going and watching another company is like, hey, this company is not doing what WWE is doing. What's going on here? Who's the main guy here?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
When I look at that, for me is when I look at stuff like that, I just want to be able to, when I think of a company, I want to point to that one guy that could get the job done each and every time. I mean, and I understand that there are multiple guys.
Yeah.
But usually it's that pyramid, right? It's that number one guy that sits at the top. And then you have those few other guys that are there, but they're just not up. They're just not given that spotlight. And then it just keeps on working down. Right? You're not just used to having those categories. I mean, when Cena was put at top, he was the only person put at top. There's plenty of other guys like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Big Show, Kane, that was up there that could be the face of the company, JBL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was guys like Eddie, Ray, Chris, Chavo, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Bobby Lashley, CM Punk, and then you just worked your way down from that line. Any one of those guys could have filled in, but they put one person on the top of that pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm used to. And looking in the AEW, like, I'm literally looking around who's the top guy here.
Right.
Now I'm looking at CM Punk, who used to be in WWE, and it's like he's not the top guy there. Chris Jericho, he's not either. Like all these guys, who's this guy? I mean,
I guess
maybe,
it's Adam Page, like like you said.
I mean, I would say before I started watching, it could have been Kenny Omega. Now he's not there. Like I'm assuming, like Chris said, and as Hangman, but
Right. Well, I mean, it is right. He is that champion. He is on top. He's been defending. He's put it through anywhere. You got to remember, prior to that was also Kenny Omega, right? I mean, he was the guy who was. It's just when you compare a guy like Kenny and Adam, they're just completely on two different pages still. Though, I don't see Hangman at that top level as Kenny. So,
now,
all right. So, all right, go ahead.
Now, if CM Punk takes that title away from him, CM Punk's gonna be the main guy.
Do I consider him the main, face of the company? No. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of it factors for me that are sold. And like I said, this is when you go back to the biased WWE opinion, right? There's that, there's a lot of factors, not just what you could do in the ring, not just what you could do in a, on the microphone, not just what you could do in the merchandise, but it's what you could do on television, what you could do outside the ring, the going to the children's hospitals, making people's days and all that stuff. There's a lot of factors for me. And it's more difficult when you walk around these other promotions and you don't see that, and that's because you're so brainwashed and seeing just through one set of glasses. So, all right, we're talking about this. A lot of people. I think it's been about 48 hours since people said on SmackDown and what happened in the main event. After thinking about this, after getting a couple nights rest, are you satisfied with the turnout of events that happened on SmackDown with the unification match?
Obviously, I'm a big fan of the Bloodline. I love it, but I wish that match would have ended up in Hell in a Cell.
I mean, so we could still get a Hell in a Cell match, but now I presented to you multiple conclusions on how this story could have unfolded over the next few weeks. And in my opinion, I still stand by them, because for me, I would love to see it's so predictable to know when last week when you said that the Usos and RK Bro were unifying the titles in a match. It was so predictable who you knew was going to walk away. If you would have teased a little bit on what could have happened to what did happen, like I said, for the next 2 weeks, you could have had people talking their heads off about the WWE taking a left turn about what happened. You know what I'm saying? So there's this article from Sportscadia, a veteran wrestler, Dutch Mantel. He spoke highly on the tag team match because I believe it was a really good match. Do you disagree?
It was a great match, yes.
Probably one of the greatest matches of this year in the WWE, in my opinion. Okay. But he spoke on the match. He mentioned how the two teams that were set to face each other, and he was talking about, just the layout of how the night went, because let's not forget Roman Reigns starting off the show saying that if the Usos lost, then they are not welcomed home, which is a really big deal.
A big deal.
And yet again, it was Roman Reigns who thought that the Usos couldn't get the job done. So what did he have to do?
He had
Get
to
involved.
take it in his own hands.
Which means in the long run, which means he does not trust the other members of the bloodline to get the job done.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
I mean, the job was done, but so Dutch Mantell was conducting an interview, right? And was talking about the fan base. If you are a fan, should you be pissed off about the ending to this match?
I mean, I'm not too happy. Actually, I'm not even going to say actually, I am. Because my perfect ending was because Riddle smashed him in the face last week. Roman should have came down, caused a disqualification, which would have had the rematch 2 weeks from now and at Hell in a Cell.
Right. All right. So Dutch spoke out in an interview that he had. He said, and I quote, "They worked their asses off. They had good psychology. They built to it well. They understand the importance of it. The finish didn't really surprise me because if they go DQ on this, everybody is going to be like, screw it. But I'm glad, and this is what Dutch said, I'm glad they had a winner, and I think it helps everybody. It even helps Orton and the kid by losing." And they should have, and they showed some pictures of the crowd. They had kids crying.
Yes.
When was the last time you got kids crying because of the result of a match?
Back when The Miz won the WWE Championship.
Oh, yeah, that picture's stained into my head.
And the kids were so upset.
Yeah. So, and wasn't that a SummerSlam or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So, here's my only problem with the outcome of this match. We knew this was going to happen. It was how bad they built or they broke RK Bro. I'm fine with them losing. I'm fine with them losing dirty style. I am not okay with to the extent that they really broke down RK Bro. That's one thing I'm not okay with, because now you're forcing them to split.
Yeah.
Which I know that we're going to get to that point at some time this year. But I don't, when things become too predictable, it becomes less intriguing to invest time and money and effort into going to view. You know why Bobby Lashley and Omos's feud right now is probably the hottest feud on Raw right now?
Why?
Because you don't know where it's going. But they are elevating. You're right. They are elevating the pay-per-view, the match even further. But you just don't know where it's going. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. As much as I could watch that match over and over and over again, okay? This is the third dance that they're going to have here at Hell in a Cell. Yes, they have elevated it, but what does it benefit Cody from losing this match? He's already won 2 of them. Does it benefit Cody to lose this match at Hell in a Cell?
No.
No. So you could almost already predict the outcome. First of all, they didn't up, okay, I get it. You get a rematch. That's the whole purpose of the title WrestleMania Backlash. Have Backlash for what happened. Seth Rollins, and here's the other thing. This is how we go about it. Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania Backlash, right?
Yep.
It was also Cody Rhodes who then open challenged Seth Rollins once again. Dude, you already beat the guy twice. Why are you the one challenging him? Seth Rollins should be the one coming out challenging him to a Hell in a Cell match. No?
I mean, he challenged him because he curb stomped his head on the table. And then Seth Rollins claims Cody took something from him.
Okay, that's not enough, though. That's not enough, no. You've already beaten him at WrestleMania Backlash. It doesn't matter what Seth Rollins does afterwards. Seth Rollins should have been the one that came out on Monday challenging Cody for a Hell in a Cell match. Hey, listen, you beat me 0-2. I want you one last time. Right? You can't beat me the third time. The first time I was not ready. The third time you got the best of me. The second time you got the best of me. The third time, we're going to at least set the challenge. And then tomorrow night, Cody says, yeah, but it has to be inside the Hell in a Cell. Okay? If you're asking me to book a Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes and this is going down, I would have had Seth Rollins come out there and challenge him to one more match at this pay-per-view. Right?
Yep.
And then Cody would come out and answer that this week. And Cody would, under one stipulation. We do this in a Hell in a Cell because it gets personal now for the stuff that you did after the match, right? Or on Raw. Right?
I mean, I mean, honestly, I don't even understand why Cody challenged him.
Exactly. He beat him twice. Why did he challenge him? Because it gets personal. Let him come to you again.
Yeah.
Right? You've already beaten him. At the end of the day, you got the W. So why can't you let Seth come to you? And then once Seth does come to you, then you make the stipulation in your favor. Because you already know you beat him twice and you could beat him on any day. But then that's when you start making it personal. I feel like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes comes back to Raw, to WWE. He claims that he's there to win that title that Dusty never held.
Yep.
He claims that he is there to rewrite his own legacy because the last run through was not how he wanted it to be. Right?
Right.
Why is he holding himself back from success by going after Seth Rollins after beating him twice?
Because Seth won't leave him alone.
No. Well, yeah, but no. Seth Rollins could do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Seth Rollins is not getting in Cody Rhodes' way anymore. Cody Rhodes is allowing Seth Rollins to play these mind games and get into Cody's head. Okay? The fact that Cody wants to now challenge Seth Rollins to a Hell in a Cell match, Seth doesn't want to leave him alone, but he's not challenging him to any more matches. He just wants to play the mind games, and Cody is allowing him to win.
But he's going to take him in that Hell in a Cell and give him one last beating of a lifetime.
But at the same time, it's how you go about it, and it's how you tell that story that gets you captivated to want to watch it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You told me this on Friday, that you care less about this match. Because you have seen it twice. But if they went about it a different way, I didn't think about this. If they went about it the way that I just got in explaining it to you, Trey, would it be a little bit more intriguing to watch?
Yes, but also, I've thought about it. I am a little more interested in this Hell in a Cell match. One, because Seth is very, very dangerous in Hell in a Cell. Look what he did to the Fiend.
Okay.
And look what he did to Edge.
Yeah, but
Now
Edge
he's going up.
walked out on top, though.
He did. But they went through hell. And now we're about to see Seth bring him to hell. I'm ready for it.
You know,
But
out of all guys that I anticipated to be a master in this generation of professional wrestling in the WWE, I never would have said or claimed that Seth Rollins would have been that it factor for that cage.
But
All right. Anything else you want to add?
I will add this. If there's a fourth match, I ain't watching it.
I mean, how can you elevate that?
I
don't think you can.
I don't think you can, yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, putting both in Money in the Bank ladder match?
No. All right. Let's take a break. Let's come back and let's break down the San Francisco 49ers schedule. Now, Trey, you're going to have to pull this up on your phone because I don't have a copy I could post up. Or else I would. All right. Justin and Trey will continue here after this break. All right, welcome back. All right. Well, yeah, you know, yesterday we took a look at the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, not the San Francisco 49ers. The Los Angeles Rams. Do you have that schedule popped up for you?
I do.
Okay. So we're going to be looking at the San Francisco 49ers, and I talked to you a little bit about yesterday of how there's going to be this is the huge problem going on with San Francisco right now coming into this season. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, who is a quarterback of a future. I mean, he's a really good quarterback. He never got his experiences under Tom Brady in New England. He comes over to he ends up coming over to San Francisco, and you know, I was up in the air. I was actually, you know, as a former 49ers fan, I was satisfied with the decision that they made around Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay. He's been banged up. He's been hurt. He had to get surgery done this offseason. And the 49ers decided that they were going to draft another quarterback. Now, Jim Garoppolo has years. I personally believe that he has years left on his season, on his career. Okay. Mm-hmm. But so let me ask you this. If Joe Burrow, all right, this is his third season with the Bengals.
Yep.
How would you feel if the Bengals draft a first round quarterback next year that could potentially replace Joe Burrow as a quarterback?
I wouldn't be happy.
No, because Joe Burrow, he's a solid quarterback.
Uh-huh.
He plays tremendous. He has a great. He plays well, and he is someone that you're thinking of the future.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Joe Burrow got hurt. He had to get surgery done, right?
Yep.
And now you got to go. You have to take cautious measures moving forward in determining if Joe Burrow is still your quarterback or if you want to move away from him. Mind you, he's only been in the season. You know, he's only been 3 years into the season. You know, career here in the NFL. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo's a little older. I get that. But when you go draft somebody in the midst of your career. You're actually having fun, and the fans are finally getting behind you, as a quarterback. To be able to, or I mean, how do you think Jimmy Garoppolo would feel?
If they drafted a quarterback,
Yeah.
I mean, I would still be upset.
So Jimmy Garoppolo, because I heard this the other day, he made a statement on how he even became acceptable to Trey Lance. He was like, listen, I'm going to teach, listen, if he's my replacement, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come in, I'm going to work hard every day. I'm going to try my best to play each and every down. And I'm going to teach Trey Lance everything I know to help him become a better quarterback. Now, for me, that's an integrity thing. I like that. I enjoy it a lot. I do. That's normally how I feel, how older quarterbacks that are exiting, the NFL should do, should turn around and help the younger guys. For example, I always felt, said this before, I've always felt that Andy Dalton should have still been around for at least the first year of Joe Burrow. The reason why is because Andy Dalton knows the Bengals' way of football better than anybody else, right? And
Right.
Andy Dalton could kind of show Joe Burrow exactly how to play Bengals football. This is what to expect. This is what to anticipate. This is how the fans are. You should do this in this situation. Little pointers here and there, right? And then Andy Dalton should have walked off into the sunset and said, listen, I give him my all. Wasn't the best, but I'm going to hang up my sickle. Because what happened in Chicago last season that helped him out? Nothing. And where is he at again this year? I don't know where the hell he's at. Not even going to follow. So
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm glad Andy didn't stick around. Why? Yes, this is his third year. Joe Burrow got injured in his first season. But what happened last year? If Andy stayed around, we would have never made it to the Super Bowl.
Listen, Andy Dalton wouldn't have been here last year. He would have been here just in 2020. He would have maybe played for the first 6 games, getting Joe Burrow's feet wet, right? It could have avoided an injury from Joe Burrow, right? And just getting him acclimated in that first season. I'm telling you, it's only one season. You don't need you didn't need Andy Dalton more than 1 year. Just give him a few games. That's all I said. So 2021, he would have been out of the picture, and then when we would have moved on to this. So you go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a guy who's having a fun time in San Francisco. He's playing well, and then a quarterback gets drafted, and the 49ers decided that they're going to draft a quarterback. And instead of taking it salty, instead of saying, "Hey, listen, you're on your own, kid," right? You need to learn how to play San Francisco 49er football. I'm not here to help you. He took him under his wing. And now the 49ers are in a distraught situation where they got a quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo that's willing to play, willing to put his best effort in. And they also have a quarterback in Trey Lance. Now, they can't keep both of these guys for a long term. Okay? You don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to hold because of his injury. Now, he feels capable of playing, but you don't know. You don't know Trey Lance either because he hasn't played a full season. So, as we take a look at this schedule, Trey, the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC West trying to make it back to the postseason. Remember, they still finished with the winning record. Where do you think, and how much of a challenge do you think it's going to be for the 49ers to have this year?
I mean, looking at the schedule, the first 4 games, I see them going 3-1. Them losing to the Rams in the fourth season. But looking at the rest, you still got Kansas City, the Rams again. You got Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said yesterday, we don't know what kind of Arizona team we're going to get out of this year. They got Tampa Bay. So, I mean, they still got some pretty tough teams that they got to deal with this year.
Do you remember what I put out at the do you know what the record I predicted for the Rams yesterday?
Don't remember. Was it 13-4? Is that ring a bell?
I think it was like maybe 11-6, 12-5, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So week 1, they're going to be in Chicago. Week 2, they're going to be home to Seattle. I really feel like Seattle's going to have a really terrible year this year. They still they're still not set on a quarterback. I find it difficult when we talk about this next week with Seattle. I find it difficult for the Seahawks to find a team or to find a quarterback. The only person I see available is Baker Mayfield, and yet again, Cleveland Browns still don't know what they want to do with them. Chicago is going to be a good challenge in Chicago. Denver, you're going to be quick to get back to face Russell Wilson. So I feel like that's going to be a challenge, as well as the problem I have with facing the Rams is that when the fan base was behind them last year, both at Levi Stadium and at SoFi Stadium, the 49ers walked out on top of the Rams, and they dominated the season. I can almost be sure that that's going to happen this year. So you say 3-1. I say 3-1 as well, but I feel like they will lose to Denver. I really feel like the Denver Broncos, and we'll talk more about when we talk about the Broncos here. I feel like Russell Wilson, this is an opportunity to get a fresh start and with the new team. And I really believe that he will make an impact on the Broncos season this year.
So you're actually saying that 49ers are going to beat the Rams?
Yes. At least the first meeting, because they are at home. And then week 5 through 8, you have the Panthers, the Falcons, the Chiefs, and the Rams again. And I will say on this 4-game stretch, they go 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay?
I say the same. Yeah.
So now we're sitting at a 7-3? No.
Yep. Yeah.
5-3.
The 5-3.
Mm-hmm. They got a bye week 9. They face the Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, and Miami. And yes, you do. I mean, the two teams that you don't know if they're going to react, how they're going to react, are the Cardinals. And we should know by then just how good they're going to be in week 11. And then also the Saints, I believe, is also another team to look out for this year, because they were one of those teams that were close to making it to the playoffs last season. The Chargers yet again, another team I feel is going to be dangerous this year also. They came up close last year. I feel like with the Chargers, they always get up to that point, but they can never get over that hump. So I believe that the 49ers, if they're on a winning record, that they'll go 3-1 in the 4. So the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Saints, and the Dolphins, they will go 3-1.
And them losing the Chargers.
Or either the Chargers or the Cardinals. And if they've survived it this far, the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, Washington, Vegas Raiders, and the Cardinals again to finish off the season. I don't see them beating the Buccaneers.
No.
I see them beating Seattle. I see them beating Washington. And I see them possibly beating the Raiders. And I still am up in the air about the Cardinals. So I'm going to say 3-2 to finish off the season. Which, honestly, if I'm not mistaken, that would put them at a better record than the Rams.
Wow.
In my opinion. Now, that's still given the fact, now we have to understand and keep an open mind just how, how the quarterback situation to go in San Francisco. Do you keep both quarterbacks and risking, and take up that salary while trying to figure things out, or do you stick with one quarterback and hope that they don't get hurt, or hope that they follow through?
I don't know. I think they need to keep it, Jimmy.
I feel like the safe ball is to stay with Jimmy. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying Trey Lance is a bad quarterback. He's just not. He's not there yet. He hasn't had many years, and he's not a Joe Burrow in, starting material ready. Now, here's the thing with Trey Lance: you haven't seen enough of him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. You can only judge a guy based off of what you've seen. You haven't yet seen enough of him to make a judgment. So,
but hopefully they keep it Jimmy. I think that's the best bet, and just hope he doesn't get injured.
Absolutely. Now, next week we'll be covering the Seahawks and the Cardinals, as far as I am aware. So keep that in mind. All right, let's take one last break and let's come back and wrap things up and let's get ready for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night and what to expect this week. Justin and Trey continues here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel.
Show me the car when you turn me on. The way you tell me you want me down. Done it, I done this before you fall. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stolen. Cause you love to have them all crying. Gonna be sweet.
All right, welcome back on Justin and Trey. Let's get ready for what to expect in the world of wrestling this week. Trey, Monday Night Raw kicks off tomorrow. After we saw a pretty incredible steel cage match between Bobby Lashley and Omos, which I feel like is a typical runaround now. You see that quite often between how someone gets thrown through a cage. I mean, are you really impressed that that's happened?
No.
Are you shocked? I mean, I'm not shocked, but does it do something for Omos? I think it does. I told you this from the beginning, that Omos just needs to be paired up with the right person. He has MVP as a manager, does a lot of speaking for him, and then he comes in, gets his work done with Bobby Lashley. And I guess you can't be upset when Bobby Lashley speaks on behalf and says, yeah, I am one of those guys now in that locker room that it gets to work with these younger kids and and kind of help them, shape them up to be professional athletes. So as much as maybe this rivalry was not intriguing at the beginning, you have to admit that this was a little bit more investing to watch at the end. Now, is this going to continue? I have no idea.
I do know that Bobby Lashley is challenging Omos and MVP to an almighty challenge tomorrow night. I don't know what that means. Yeah. I don't even think Bobby Lashley knows what he means, but but he did challenge both of them.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I guess here's the other question here, because I know Shelton Benjamin's out with an injury.
Yep.
They've been using Cedric Alexander quite often just to be as a run and roll. Where does he? I mean, I feel like Cedric is kind of like that thorn in the side there. He's annoying to be in part of. Like he doesn't belong in this feud. He's trying to once again show. Just like he tried to show Bobby Lashley an MVP, he's trying to show MVP that he's on Omos's side. But realistically, it's not working for me.
I think Omos is going to get tired of it. I think he's going to start costing him matches, and Omos is going to get mad.
Well, he already technically did, because when he interfered in that steel cage match, he ended up... Omos went on a rant, and ended up throwing Bobby Lashley out of the ring, out of the cage, through the cage, right?
He did.
So right there clearly shows inexperience through Omos, right? But that's teachable. All right, Bianca and Asuka. Funny how so quickly Asuka comes back and just inserts herself into the title picture. When you have people like Doudrop, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, who's been around a little longer.
Well, first of all, Alexa Bliss has got her hands full with Sonya Deville. So she is taken with the feud.
What do you like how quickly Sonya comes back, being able to wrestle, and then has herself a title match. Now she's working with Alexa Bliss. Now, what type of Alexa Bliss are we seeing?
And we're seeing the goddess.
Still, okay.
She's actually got a new theme song. It's not the old Alexa Bliss song.
But we're seeing her still with Lily, though.
Yes. Yes. Right. I don't understand that. But
I feel like they're holding on to that character just in case.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing it. I want to see the alter ego. I feel like it's like inside of her, like you could possess it, like, just like, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt. Play those mind games. Do you see, and here's the other thing. I don't see the direction going down this road anytime soon, but I will love to see her get that title on her just for that purpose. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. And as far as Doudrop and Nikki, I think Doudrop's going to end up turning on her, and then Nikki's going to yeah, because
okay. So let me ask you this: is this a same storyline like RK Bro and Randy Orton, where Doudrop turns on Nikki ASH, forces Nikki Cross to come back, they have a feud, and then they team up together? Because at the end of the day, I still much rather see Doudrop and Nikki Cross have those women tag team titles, especially since they are now vacated.
Well, they had a tag team match. I forgot who they faced, but Nikki lost.
Right, they did lose. And Doudrop was upset.
Yes.
So, but this is a way to get, I still say it's a way to get Cross back out.
I hope.
I've been telling you from day one that she needs to come back. They did everything they can with the superhero.
I'm tired of this superhero gimmick. A superhero is supposed to be, if you look at the Hurricane, he was a baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're looking at Nikki, which is playing a superhero,
super villain.
Right? Like Get rid of it. Bring back Nikki Cross.
Nikki Hurricane Helms, Gregory Helms, however you want to say it. He had he was able to go back and forth.
Yes.
And it worked. It's not working with Nikki ASH just because the timeline doesn't allow it to. I think that's the difference. See, back 15, 20 years ago, you were able to take your time with these characters and build them slowly. Like you didn't have a time clock on it. So you didn't have to rush to get things done. I feel like they have to rush to get things done. People want change over and over and over again. All right. Madcap Moss in his injury state. Will we see him return this week?
I don't know if it'll be this week because apparently he's getting a new gimmick.
Okay.
He's not going to be, and possibly a new name.
Any other names that you could see that he needs? I mean, why did you, he's finally getting the attention and the heat. Why are you taking that away from him now?
I don't know.
Like I mentioned to you before, it takes a wrestler under a gimmick and a name about 3 to 4 months before you can find out if they get over or not.
And I think he was.
He was. But, you realize if you're going to put a title on him, he can't be called Madcap Moss.
Right.
You know that. They're just going to drop the first name and just be Moss?
That's the rumors.
So I'm going to call him Moth.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, as the new Unification Tag Team Champions, the Usos and the Bloodline, will we see them on Monday Night Raw? What will we see out of RK Bro? Will they even show up this week after being manhandled by the Bloodline? And what is next for the Bloodline and who's going to step up?
I don't know.
Are you lost now? I mean, I'm kind of at a stalemate now. So you won the title. So
what's next?
The amount of destruction they did to RK Bro on SmackDown states that they should not be in any, event this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, what is next? Because no one has really attacked or approached the Bloodline since then.
Right.
And once again, like I've mentioned to you, how they should be on both brands. Will we see that also?
The Usos are there more than Roman.
Yeah, but the Usos is not good enough.
The Usos have been coming back and forth, so I'm hoping that will actually happen.
It's not good
enough. I don't know. Maybe Adam Pearce says, hey, due to your actions, you will have this match at Hell in a Cell. And then you see the Usos get mad. I don't know.
Don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, that's all still to come. We will be back Wednesday for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. On behalf of Trey, myself, and the entire team, Justin and Trey here on the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. You guys have a good one. You guys take care.
Peace.